So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yes.
No, it's really good to see you today because since last 5 days, we all had different people from different parts of the globe. It's good to see you today, an Indian I mean, establishing himself outside the country and proving the country's fate outside India.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's a
Dr. Richard, I think we can start.
yes. We should
We have,
start now. It's
Yeah,
a
we can start, and please
yes.
give me the control so that I can share.
yes,
Uh,
yes, yes.
Professor Rakesh, Professor Bilwal sir, please give us 5 minutes so that we can introduce you as per our format, and then we will proceed. Right, sir?
Okay, okay. So I should not click the present now.
No,
Not now,
no, no.
not now. Please hold on.
Okay.
Good now.
Yeah,
Right.
please let me know. Okay.
Dr. Tapan, please.
Sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Professor Tapan Naik, Dean Academics, IMS GHAZIABAD. I take this as a privilege, Dr. Rakesh, to welcome you in this fine morning International for Faculty Development Program. So, as I was telling you that we have started this faculty development program had one or two different speakers, guest speakers on different topics from Australia, from USA, from Indonesia, from Peru. Now today we have amongst us you, Professor Rakesh Belwalji. For our participants, let me tell you that we have over 100 participants, those who are attending this faculty development program since 5 days. I must extend my sincere thanks to all our participants, those who have shown their sincere interest to participate to make this faculty development program a huge success. Now, coming back, Professor Belwal, let me extend a hearty welcome on behalf of Professor Alok Pandey, Director IMS GHAZIABAD. He has passed program parallel session at a different university today. So he will be joining, he will try to join after his session. And on my behalf, on behalf of Professor Pandey, on behalf of the whole IMS fraternity, let me extend a warm welcome to you in this fine morning. And I'm sure that with your wisdom, with your knowledge, our participants in the last day of this faculty development program is going to be wise. And before I leave, let me extend my hearty thanks to all my three conveners, Professor Bijesh, Professor Richa, Professor S.K. Dubey, those who are handling this faculty development programs dedicatedly. They are putting the, so I also extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants throughout this globe. Those who have made this, we all will be wiser today with your wisdom. Thank you. God bless you all. And over to Dr. S.K. Dubey for introduction of Professor Rakesh Belwal to the participants. Thank you. Yes, Dr. S.K. Dubey. Dr. Dubey, we cannot hear you.
I cannot hear him.
Hello. Yeah, Dr. Dubey.
Yes.
Please.
Is it audible now?
Yes, yes.
Are you? Can you listen me now?
Yes, yes, we can listen you, Dubey. Yeah.
Very
Yes, we can
Dr.
listen.
Nayak. And once again, extending our thanks to all the participants. The last 2 days we were witnessing a flurry of activities. Lots of different research topics were taken up by the different experts members representing the geographical locations from different parts of the world. Just Dr. Tapan Naik just mentioned about from Peru to New York to Thailand, Bangkok to Ireland to Australia. So I hope all of them enjoyed. And now we are lucky to have Professor Belwal with us today, who is from Oman. So it's my pleasure to introduce Professor Belwal to the audience. Professor Belwal is currently the Faculty of Business of Sohar University and is also an adjunct professor, associate professor at UQ, University of Queensland Business School of the University of Queensland, Australia. He is also an academic member of International Association of Public Transport and life member of All India Management Association, IMA. Professor Bilwal has 15 years of teaching and research experience in higher educational multicultural settings, including University of Queensland, Australia, Sohar University, Oman, Addis Ababa University, Ethiopia, Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee. Professor Bilwal has been quite active researcher and learner and regularly involved into academic activities as reviewer, editor, and supervisor. His research focuses mainly on consumer needs and perception analysis, particularly in services marketing, and he published a number of research papers in well-ranked research journals and conferences. He is also good at writing research grant proposals for external funding and support, and for which he got 2 prestigious research grants to the tune of more than $1 lakh US dollars from the Research Council of Oman. He has been involved into development of PhD and master's program curricula and also in the evaluation and administration, such as higher educational programs. He is the founder coordinator for the Sohar University's Executive MBA program, community development, besides organization of conferences and events, and securing business consultancies and sponsorship, which I should say it adds to his accomplishments. With his own illustrious career, now I invite Professor Bilwal to take his session. So welcome, sir. Please join us, and now session is yours. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Professor Dubey. So it's very difficult for me to say individual thanks to all the professors. You know, you have been working very hard as a team. I know it's not an individual effort. So I must thank all of you collectively, and thank you for introducing me to the audience, city members of for those who are attending the session, and the students particularly. So I welcome you to this session. So this session is going to be on the qualitative analysis. So in this session, I will presentations and followed by the illustration of how Atlas TI can be used. So it will not be a hands-on experience, but through me you will travel through this experience. In future, if time permits, and when I am there in India, I would be happy to give on-hand training to whosoever is interested, and that can be planned.
Yes, definitely.
So I now switch over to presentation mode, and we will start with the PowerPoint presentation. I have a brief PowerPoint presentation first on explaining to the audience about qualitative research, so that they have just some background about the context. And then after that, I lead you to the presentation, PowerPoint presentation that I shared with you, made by Atlas TI team. So I'll briefly go through it, and then I will show you the Atlas TI interface and the features and what we can do by connecting it to some of my previous work where I have used Atlas TI. Am I audible to you? Is it clear?
Yes,
audible, sir, very much. Clearly? Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. And we move to the presentation now. First part, which
your presentation is yeah, it's coming.
Yes, coming.
Yes,
it's coming.
Yeah, visible.
Can you see this qualitative research and qualitative analysis?
Yes.
It's okay. Yeah. Okay, so this slide shows you at the background some pictures where you can see some of the text boxes and network. So this or the qualitative analysis software, we call it semantic network, where we try to understand the relationship between various variables, which we try to explain using or understand using codes, by coding our data. So the process, I will try to make it more clear, just for introduction. So when we talk about research and analysis, what comes to your mind? So I'm going to read your mind here. And you must, all of them must be thinking about quantitative analysis here, isn't it? You talk about numbers, number crunching, we call it. Very few of you must have thought about qualitative analysis. And I would say it is not your mistake. Actually, this type of analysis is not as popular as quantitative analysis. So is it true or not? Then any event, any phenomena, any topic, when we are going to research, we look at it, from different perspective. Most of us, when we try to do research, we think that let us collect data and run it through SPSS or some Excel and then produce the output. So that type of analysis basically falls into the domain of quantitative analysis. But when we talk about text, analyzing texts, analyzing, secondary data, or analyzing interview transcripts, it's a different process. So that process, when you want to find something, what goes on into that, it is covered under qualitative analysis, and that type of research is called qualitative research. So qualitative research is different. It is more subjective than objective analysis. When we are going to, have a data in quantitative form, we objectively calculate whether we talk about measures of central tendency, mean, median, mode, standard deviation, quartiles, or you talk about anything in that. So it's all very objective. Everyone who will run the same data set will get the same of mean, median, and mode, provided the data set is similar. But when we give the same sort of interview transcripts or documents to different people to analyze it, it means different thing to different people. If they come up with some report, you will find that these reports may have the similarities, but their perspective, their evidences, their way of communication, or their connotation or interpretation may differ. So it's altogether a different epistemology, where we talk about interpretivism rather than empiricism. So qualitative analysis deals with chunks of text rather than numeric data. And the chunks of text means data collected from interviews, observations, and content analysis of newspapers, books, videos, or any other such document from wherever you can retrieve some sort of qualitative content. So qualitative research needs more mental association than number crunching. You need to think, you need to process, you need to be engaged with it. It's not that computer is engaging with your number, rather your mind cognitively and effectively engaging with the text, and you try to build mental association, mental, cognitive maps inside your mind, and you project it in your notes, in your memos, in your writings from time to time. So you cannot say that like quantitative research, once done, it is done one time and you get the output, you report on it and you present your findings. Qualitative research, you keep on iterating. It's an iterative sort of research where you do analysis, you collect data, you do analysis. It all the processes, all the things goes simultaneously as well as iteratively. Another way, it needs command over languages. Because here basically whatever language you are doing interviews, maybe you're doing it in Hindi or any of the Indian languages, but at the end it is those who are analyzing, they would like to have it in a common language. Suppose you have collected interviews data from all over India. People may not be familiar with Hindi or English. So they spoke in their vernacular languages, but you need to transcribe them, transliterate them and transcribe them. You need to produce transcripts of after translating them into the common language in which you want to analyze it. And then one should have a good command over that language. So mostly we publish in, journals these days in English. So one must have a good proficiency, in writing English. Otherwise, international publications, they don't feel quality in the work, and they most likely it goes to rejection of our research. So it's difficult and quantitative. Quantitative research, people, if they have a good knack in mathematics or statistics, they can do it, and they can manage with little words of English, and still they can publish. But in qualitative based analysis, qualitative analysis, it's difficult, because you need to not only be good in analysis but also in expressing it. So it's not an easy nut to crack. And unlike closed-ended questions, we don't build response choices like you have closed-ended questions, and then which are subjected to coding, easy coding, like in numeric coding, and then you run SPSS or Stata or any other quantitative analysis software here. So just a quick feedback I would like to take from you. Am I audible to you? Is my pace okay with you to follow?
Very much, sir. It's
Are you
coming.
hearing me? Yeah, okay. So it's good, because I don't know what is happening on the other side, because this is one of the, downside of, webinar based of.
So you can go to chat box also. Chat box. Reflections are already there.
Yeah.
Please.
But I am running the PowerPoint, so it's not showing me,
Okay, sir. Okay.
Because I am in a PowerPoint mode. So anyway, it's good that if you are using chat box and people are getting it, I'll get back to you later if anyone has posed query there, because if I'm running the presentation on PowerPoint mode, it doesn't allow me to look at other screens.
Okay, sir.
So thank you very much. We go ahead. So qualitative research answers research questions rather than testing hypotheses. So in quantitative research, if you see at the high ranked journals, marketing, journal of human resource management, or anything, they are these days very, they publish more quantitative research. And it based, as I told you, it has different epistemology and paradigm. So, and then they believe more on hypodedective techniques, that is called hypothesis testing sort of thing. So they go for, a sort of quantitative data collection. They decide on the scales on which they use established scales for which validity and reliability is known, and then they try to make, say, a conceptual framework, and they put their hypothesis up front, and that is called deductive types of research. So, and that's why we call them hypodeductive methods of research, where we have upfront some, hypothesis based on some theory, and then we test it. So we have a theory and we make hypothesis in line with that or opposite to that, and then we test our hypothesis, and then we say whether it conforms to that theory or doesn't conform. But in case of qualitative research, we don't have anything upfront, because it follows a different paradigm, that is, inductive research, where we build theory, data, and the way. So it's more towards exploratory research. So there are mainly, when we classify research, we say exploratory research, descriptive research, and causal research. So when we talk about these type of qualitative researches, mostly they lie in the exploratory side of research. And when we talk about hypothesis testing sort of research, they lie into causal sort of research. And in between, when we talk about frequency distribution, correlation, and these type of things like mean, median, mode, basis of variation, kurtosis, and skewness. All these things, they are used for descriptive research to describe the state of effectiveness. Then qualitative research examine the perceptions, actions, and feeling of participants. So, and they are mostly inductive, as I told you. However, they can be deductive too. I have given you two samples where I'm not sure that whether these samples are available to everyone, but still you can request the organizers to get these two pieces of research papers. I will just pass through it quickly to show you what is there, and you will understand these two are qualitative research papers, but their approach is different. One follows the inductive reasoning approach, another follows the deductive reasoning approach, and you will understand how qualitative research can be done inductively and how it can be done at the same time deductively. Mostly I told you that qualitative research are used for exploratory purpose, and descriptive also you can use it rather than causal design. Some people have associated causality also here, but it will only be in the statement terms, which scientific it has been tested by the proper statistical procedures, which are given by, like SPSS AMOS, structural equation modeling, or smart PLS, partial least square analysis. So these type of things can only tell or define causality in a scientific way. Researchers do not believe totally on the doing causal researches using qualitative research approach. So for exploratory purposes, it is the best. And qualitative research rely more on researchers' acumen than software-based outputs. So most of the things, what is there in qualitative research is that you are not depending mostly on the statistical sciences or statistical software. Rather, you are depending more on your mind, or the mind, collective mind, maybe your team, the team which is working on the area. So here the concept, there are three main concepts in qualitative research. One is called self-reflexivity. Some people are good in thinking, analyzing things, then the numbers. They have proper cognitive development, which gives them power to connect threads from one to other. So very often in life, when you come across situations, you try to link why this is happening, why Mr. X is behaving like that, why Mr. Y is going more to the director's office these days. So office politics. So you find some people are very interested in connecting things and connecting dots and giving a perspective. So those type of people, you can say that they are the qualitative researchers by inborn. So if they go into this side of research or experience at least TI and they link, they are connecting the dots, they can be very good qualitative researchers. So this trait is called self-reflexivity. And it always needs some context. I gave you the situation. So a situation in one context may be different. A person who is in his personal family life may be different when we analyze him. In the office life, that person may be different. So there is a context, and the behavior also of the same person at home and in office and in dealing with public may be different. So we do self-reflexivity here in some context. So without context, things become meaningless. I just was wondering, and suddenly it came to my mind, Facebook is talking about Sonu Sood. Yeah, he has emerged as one of the hero now, erstwhile he was known as a villain in the films. So if someone has looked, I'm just giving you example of context. If someone has looked his Telugu movie, Arundhati, for which he got the state award, and Filmfare award. And if you put Sonu Sood with that poster or some picture scene and show it to anyone in, Telugu speaking world, they will not be happy with his face. So it is the same Somanu Sood when you talk about now Facebook picture of his and standing in front of a bus saying, you know, bye-bye to the migrant laborers, then the perception of that person will emerge as a hero. So it is a context here. So if you look at the context of film, Sonu Sood can be the best villain. And if you look at the context of migrant labor and the problems, Sonu Sood can emerge as the best villain. So the narratives that people will build about Sonu Sood will be totally opposite. So the self-reflexivity will be there, but it will be in the context. And in different contexts, it may be different. And then there's another thing in qualitative research we call thick description. Go with some initial hitch, initial, or you can say perception or scenario, what we are understanding things initially, and then we keep on going and modifying it until we reach finally to some conclusion. That so there are different types of qualitative research. You can take help of grounded theory, epistemology, maybe ethnography. No, sorry, I'm talking about methodology now. Grounded theory methodology, ethnography, field research, and they all are different. Grounded theory is systematic methodology to construct theories through methodological gathering and analysis of data. You don't have any theory up front. You are going to collect data and it is building the theory, whatever findings are coming. Ethnography, here you talk about, you know, the people, the people and the culture and how they live, what are their customs, what are their habits, what are their... So you live, as a researcher, you live with them. Now, if you want to do a research, qualitative research on the pains or travails of migrant laborers, if you travel with them, those who are traveling from Bombay, suppose to Bihar, if you become a participant with them, then only you will be able to find what travails or what pains they go through. So that is called ethnographic research. Here, the researcher has to be with the subjects. Then third is phenomenology. And here it is talking about the study of structures of experience or consciousness. Here, why this phenomena is happening? Why migrant laborers? Why do people migrate? Many people are thinking, now I read the Facebook posts of my friends from Uttarakhand, because, you know, most of the people from Uttarakhand, we call it money order economy. From the history, it is people have migrated, you know, to different places, mainly army, and then cook and other sort of services there. And so why do people migrate then? So this is one big question, that if you want to study, phenomenology can be one of the methodology. And then comes field research, which you are very much familiar with, where you collect raw data outside the normal setting, outside a laboratory, library, or workplace setting, to observe, interact, and understand people in their natural environment, so that they are not biased and you get unbiased responses. So we go ahead. So what are the strengths and weaknesses? Strengths of qualitative research is depth of understanding. You cannot get that depth of understanding for quantitative research. You can only report frequencies, correlation, regression, all relations, but you cannot say why. You cannot answer why and how. If you have to answer why and how, you have to go to qualitative research. And flexibility, you're flexible, you can do anyway. In quantitative research, you have to follow a very scientific approach, which is methodological, very much methodological. Weaknesses, again, the strengths becomes weaknesses, so subjectivity is there. There's no objectivity, not much objectivity. Every other person, subject to his or her self-reflexivity, will give a different opinion. Oh, it is suggestive. The outcomes will be suggestive, not definite. You know, the things like, if you want to know the average age of the audience today in my session, if we are going for qualitative research, you will not be able to do. You will say, oh, on an average, you know, most of the people are like this. Maybe they are students, so we can say their average age must be around 25, 28. But when you go to quantitative analysis, you have data, whosoever is logging on, it's record is coming, appearing, and you can calculate, and that average age will be perfect. No one can question that. And at the same time, another weakness is limited generalizability. You cannot generalize. Because I told you, Sonu Sood, you cannot generalize that he is a villain or he is a hero, because the context was totally different. But in quantitative research, when you do it, you have confidence intervals. You can say 95% confidence interval is there, so you can say in 95% of the cases this hypothesis was tested true. So for population, it may hold, and there is a significance. So, however, in order to get rid of the weaknesses and gain on the strengths of qualitative research, people advise to go for mixed method research, where you can do qualitative followed by quantitative or quantitative followed by qualitative analysis, and it gives the best way to do the research, and you can have more confidence in your results, and you can also explain the whys and hows followed by qualitative analysis. So what are the steps in analyzing qualitative data? So the steps are clear, to know it. It's not difficult. You need to collect data, primary data through interviews or anything, or you can go through the reports, newspapers, secondary reports, anything, any text you need, or any videos. These days, everything is possible. You can go to Twitter data, right? You are talking about politics, about migrant labor. So I'm dominating because this is a context in which we are all affected, COVID and migrant labor. So I'm taking recourse to this example so that you connect it well, So many things are happening on Twitter about migrant labor. So you search Twitter for migrant labor, you can import all those data using Atlas TI, and then you can see what themes are emerging, What's the more dominant aspects concerning migrant labor? Is it related to their transportation? Is it related to their hunger? Is it related to safety and security? Is it related to their connecting with their family? So things will emerge, what people are talking about more. Then preparing and organizing the data, transcripts, field notes. So if you do interview, you need to record it. These days we take permission to record. If they give permission to record, we need to. We can then listen. Some people do this transcription work. They can listen words and they can write it, type it down, so that we can use it for further analysis in Atlas TI or NVivo sort of softwares. Field notes, sometimes you go to field and you take notebook on your hand or your mobile or anywhere. You take notes either in a voice form. You can speak to your recorder, or you can type it, whatever way, or you have a diary and pen, the old style. So this preparation and organizing data, and then reducing data into themes. Then when you have all the transcripts laid down very well, then you can read them. You can connect one response in one area to other response by other person, and then you try to build themes. What is emerging common? So maybe from whole lot of data, you have 5 dominant themes, and then you build your narrative around those themes, because they inform your research, they inform your interest. And this you do through a process of coding and condensing of codes. And then once you are done it, then you need to represent these data. Qualitative data can be represented by figures also, by tables, by narratives, mostly by narratives, but figures also can be made. Networks can be made using the software these days. I will show you some examples of networks. You can make tables, classifications, though there will be words, not numbers, but you can categorize things, compare things, contrast things, and you can pass on what did you find there. So this is what I wanted to tell you in this particular session. I'm not going through the next slide. There's only one where I'm talking about themes, so it's not urgent now, and I can explain later. So I hope this part is clear to you, and I was audible in this session. So if I get the quick feedback, I move to the next. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's good going, sir. Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thanks, sir.
So I now open the next one. Okay, I Let me go to the next one. Where I try to give you a basic presentation on Atlas TI. Then I will interface myself, and I'm borrowing these slides from their people, so it's not my slides. So is it clear? Can you see it?
Yes, sir. We can see this. We can see this.
Hello?
Yes. So we can see this.
Can you read what's written there?
Atlas T Mac introduction.
Okay. Atlas TI Mac. Yeah. Okay, Mac. This is not okay. Don't think about Mac here. It is all. Yeah, it's all. You can use it in Windows also.
Okay.
So I'm borrowing these slides. So these are not my slides, but it is good compilation, so we can use it. And it's serving their purpose for which they did it, to share, to market their program well among the audience. So here, they have made this outline where they are giving conceptual introduction, hands-on work. We will not do hands-on work, but I will do hands-on work and I will lead you through that journey. Conceptual introduction, we are going to do it, taking what does Atlas TI do. Again, coming something about qualitative research, which we can skip, or if something is interested, I can explain. Data level work in Atlas TI, objects of analysis tools. So all these things are there. And hands-on work are this I have put here. Creating the project, setting up a project, data segmentation and coding, memo writing, analysis and outputs, conclusion. The third part is very interesting, which I will show you. So what does Atlas TI do? So most of you are not familiar with Atlas TI. Some of you are familiar with it, suppose, maybe. It's very, handy software. You find it a free version of it. Students can buy the version. It is very cheaper for them. While the professional version is very costly. They both are same. There is no difference in features, but I think this company wants to promote the use of Atlas TI among students, so they have kept it very low priced. So, or you can download the free version to get familiarized with it. If you feel sometimes you're doing research where you can use this tool, you can always buy. So for me, it is not difficult to buy because I get many research grants, so I have provisions to buy it. So I keep on buying it, renewing it from time to time. So similarly, and if institution is buying, there are single user or multiple user licenses, so it's okay. Even one can use the same one user license, and users management is there, so one user can change the user and can do their own work. So if it is in one of your labs by one person, by one even single user, it will be good to install at least one version instance of it. So what does Atlas TI do? It is a software that facilitates the qualitative analysis of research data, and software that helps making the analysis process organized. Because when we do qualitative analysis, it goes very unorganized. You are doing some observation today, sometimes you are reading some article, sometimes you are doing interview, sometimes you are thinking in yourself in a moment of self-reflexivity, you are taking notes. So many things are there, and the things goes in bits and pieces here and there, very unorganized. It's not like quantitative data analysis where everything is being recorded in a questionnaire online or offline. But here, no, it is different, scattered. So it gives you a way to organize your data. It's a transparent process which anyone can see. Then it's well integrated because many things are integrated here. Codes are there, quotations are there. And networks and whatever you create, so it all integrates all the objects, which I will tell you what are different objects here, and everything is grounded in evidence. The analysis, whenever you are reflecting on something, so you are not saying from your mind, you are saying from your mind, but giving some evidence. So you can say respondent number one said it. I will show you some of my output documents where I have reported based on that. So it's a software that facilitates the triangulation of research data collected through multiple methods. Because we feel that single method, if you base your research on, it may have some disadvantages. So maybe it is not valid. So how to increase the validity of your outcomes? So people or researchers suggest triangulation, like conforming to multiple sources. So one is quantitative analysis and can be qualitative analysis, or other can be literature review based, meta-analysis based evidences which you can link. So it's called triangulation, like looking at the outcome from and confirming it from 3 sources, at least. So multiple method of data collections, which are those maybe semi-structured or unstructured interviews, focus groups you are using, field notes or observations you are using, archival researches there, which are in the archives, in the library, in the books, in the notes, files, literature reviews are there, photo voices are there, photo elicitation methods are there. So you listen to the voice of photographs, what they are saying, 1,000 of words. So it is, I believe it is based on photo voice, how it is speaking. So similarly, ethnographic videos are there when you see the, suppose, Discovery TV. All those videos which you see there related to like the people in Ethiopia, the tribes of Ethiopia, the people, how they live in the northeast, the tribes of the Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh area. So all these videos, they are called ethnographic videos, which talks about the culture and customs of a particular community. So all these are the sources of data which help you in qualitative research. So which are the analytical strategies here? Like you can sketch ideas, you need to sketch ideas, you can take notes, you can work with words, you can identify codes, reduce the codes to themes. I'll tell you what are the codes. Codes are like variables in the quantitative research. When you have a document, suppose a book or a interview's transcript in front of you, and you want to know how many people, who said it, whether male or female, what was the age. So all you create gender codes, you create age-based codes, and in what context they said it, you create contextual codes. What was the thing about which it is said, that is the main interest, variable of interest. So all these things you mention in the form of codes. This will be very clear to you when we are going to work further. So these codes gives you the themes. When you are coding data, the higher number of codes are emerging for certain document. That means, is it everything clear there?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have interference, so it's okay. So that means you can count frequency of codes also, but it will take your research to a bit of quantitative analysis. And it is possible that you export codes which you create here. If you have frequency for them, you can export it to SPSS and you can analyze it quantitatively also to support something. And creating categories, creating a point of view and displaying the data, all these things you do in qualitative research. Now, this is a very good quote from Creswell. It says that data analysis in qualitative research consists of preparing and organizing the data, that is text data as in transcripts or image data as in photographs, for analysis, and then reducing the data into themes through a process of coding and condensing the codes, and finally representing the data in figures, tables, or in discussion. This whole text, it talks about these points. So what are the data level work which you can do with Atlas TI? You can segment the data. Segmenting data means you have a whole document, whole narration from a particular question in interviews. Why do you want to join IMS as a professor? You are interviewing a particular applicant, and that applicant is talking about 10 minutes about this. So it's a whole lot of things. So segmenting the data is important for the decision makers. What are the relevant part? What can we pick from that answer? So all these things, all these interviews can be analyzed by segmenting data and looking at what a person is good at. Writing. So sometimes you can take notes when you're doing research, you write memos, you write your comments, you are reading the interview, something comes to your mind, oh, it is meaning this, or it means this in technical words, so let me write in this, and you immediately record it. When you are preparing your data, you are uploading and you're writing also. I told you it is an iterative process, qualitative research, I mean. So you can write memos. You can diagram it, you can link two codes, two variables and how they are connected, or not only two, many variables and variables and themes, and what connects them. And the coding makes the basis of all these things. When you want to connect, when you want to diagram, you depend on codes. There are quotations for segmenting the data, means that particular piece of text, statement of maybe one statement, two statement together makes a quotation. What a person said, which is very valuable to reflect. Sometimes you must have seen in reports or in newspapers also, you find that the people put quotes within quotes something. They are the word to word transliteration or transcription of what exactly the person said, so that you don't want to put any bias from your side and you want to say it exactly in that person's voice to give justification, yeah, or to give stress if it is interesting information. Okay, so this is what we mean by segmenting the data through quotes. So there are the objects, and there are groups. You can group the codes, group the document, group the questions, group the memos, group the networks, everything you can group here. So they are one type of objects. Documents, it depends upon if you are taking the interviews, you have talked to 30 respondents, so you will produce transcripts. That means you will have 30 separate primary documents, PD we call it, primary documents, and then you will upload it to the Atlas TI or NVO, whatever software you want to use, and then you will analyze it there. Quotations, within the document comes quotation. What people said, you will find within documents, and within the document, the text, you will code it. So there are another objects. Memo, you can write for a particular document, you can write for any single quotation, you can write it for any code. Memos are just your observations which you can use later, because today or when you are reading something, many ideas come to your mind, and after that you forget because you are engaged at that particular time. So whatever comes to your mind, just write it quickly so that it doesn't vaporize. If it vaporizes, it will not come back. I know it's very difficult to recollect what you thought in a particular situation. So it's better to record it as memo so that you can take use of it. It will come in your findings, or it will shape your findings. If not as it is, it will come, but it will get refined in the process of your research. So here documents, like it can be text, it can be graphics. You can see here one graphic is there, you can see the text and mixed with graphics. It can be audio, or you can see here audio file. And can you see my pointer? Is it you can see where I am waving my cursor?
Yes, yes. You are waving.
Yeah.
Low down.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's good feedback, because sometimes it's very good that where I am pointing, if you are looking at that, that means you are not lost in my communication.
No, sir.
Okay, so here is a voice. Here are voice documents, and here you can see voice clips. The sound patterns are shown here. So you can code them also. Even videos and other things. This is here video, not picture. This is picture, this is video. And how you can know video, sound patterns are coming at the side. And there is no size limitation. Okay. Thank you for your feedback from time to time. Now quotations, they are the segment in the document. Any document, you can quote it. Even you can create quotation here. You can write that here is a picture which shows a nurse giving injection to a child. This becomes a quotation. Here you can say that here the visitor coming to some office, and whatever is your perspective. I don't know the context and other things. It's a video. You can watch and mention whatever. So they will be called quotations. Memos, they are the analytical notes. Like you say, dump your brain. Whatever you have in your mind, dump it here. Later you can use it, because they are all our mind is very sharp. You can say computer. So it processes things very quickly, but it doesn't store everything. So it only stores for a particular point of time in the primary memory. It doesn't send everything to the secondary memory. So you need to dump it in the secondary memory of the computer then, or the software here. So that you don't lose whatever your brain created at a particular point of time. So they all are very important in qualitative research. So you can write it like this. So all the memos are written here. I will show you how it is to be done. Then you can create networks, like I showed you in the first presentation, like this. Here are different codes and how they are connected. What are the relation between these codes? And you are trying to make a brain map sort of thing. Mind map, you can call it, and how these are connected and what defines this variable, what defines this connection. So it is in the form of a quotation coming here. What defines this connection? Maybe it coming in the form of a picture. You have evidence of a picture. So qualitative research, they are very important. It can be important for lawyers. It can be important for crime journalists. It can be important for researcher, any type of researcher. So there was a conference every year. It goes on. There are 40, 50 different types of. It's a congress on qualitative research, and 40, 50 types of fields. So people come from discipline. So anyone can use qualitative research. So these are called semantic linkages between the codes or concept maps, cognitive maps, whatever you can call them. Then you can group these things together. It's not very important here to cover. And these are the tools, analytical tools here, which Atlas TI provides to you. It provides you quantitative tool as well as qualitative tool. In quantitative tool, you have tools like word cruncher, code document table, co-occurrence tables, which can count how many times a word has appeared in a particular document, so that you know what is the relative importance of that word. Code document table, it can tell you how many times the code frequency distribution for codes or variables, like which you do in SPSS. You go to analyze, you go to frequencies, okay, and then you develop frequency table for a particular variable. How many strongly agree, how many agree, disagree, neutral, whatever, in a electric scale. So same type of thing is happening here, but in different ways. You're coding whatever you have coded. It only will tell the frequency of those codes. If your coding is perfect, you can get the frequency for that. Co-occurrence table is there. How many times two codes are co-occurring? So it's a sort of correlation. Or, so when you are interested in how two variables are interacting, where these two are found at the same time, so you can say that in those cases, co-occurrence has happened. So there are many ways. So it's a sort of quantitative side of it, which you can export to SPSS for further analysis if you have enough data. Then qualitative analysis, which is the strength of Atlas TI. Here you can talk about code co-occurrence, where two codes are appearing at the same time and you are interpreting it subjectively, making your own logic, giving your own logic. Exploring. So there is an explorer window there which can explore any text, anything which is wherever, in whatever context it has appeared. So it will link all those things together so that you can find corroborative evidences to say something and read something, refer to them and reshape your wordings and bring clarity to your findings. Smart codes are also there, and query tools are there. That is somehow advanced site, but it is not difficult. There are lots of videos available the software provider have uploaded a YouTube channel there, where every video is there for every one thing. Each one of thing you can get a separate 5 to 10 minutes video. It will not be difficult. After today's session, you don't need any support, I believe. You can learn it through self-learning mode very easily. So these are some of the references that has been used by this author. So with this, we come to this second session. Now we will move to the third session, where we will see the live form of Atlas TI. Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm very much apprehensive whether the line is still there or not, or I am talking to my computer.
No, sir, it is visible very much.
So you take 2 minutes and you can go to the chat box also. Lots of things, lots of questions.
Let me go to the chat box. Yeah, let me enjoy the chat box. What is there? Let us chat, because it will be too heavy if we keep on connecting. So how to go to chat box? Okay, yes. Chat 104 chat. So too many. Good morning. Okay, so yeah. So there is mostly introduction here. I did not find anything.
So there are some queries also.
Queries, yeah.
So if you would allow us, then we can read those queries, or otherwise you
can. Yeah, please, if you can see, okay.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that. One question is there. Yes, sir. One question is there. Yeah. Is qualitative research paper is as acceptable to the top tier journal as the quantitative?
Yeah, basically, it depends on the journals. There are some top tier journals now in qualitative side also. But definitely these quantitative journals which are in the top tier, they will not accept it.
Okay, sir.
Because their people, they believe in empiricism paradigm. So the ontology, it is called ontology. So they feel that everything should be done in a scientific way.
Okay.
And whatever is done qualitatively, it is not a scientific approach.
Okay.
So they don't believe in interpretivism, as such. But now there are many top tier journals in that area also emerged. Because this is, after 1980s only, qualitative research got prominence. And now there are certain journals which publish qualitative research, and it is difficult to publish. It's good for native speakers to publish there than us, because sometimes, unless and until we are so meticulous in our expression and writing, or we are not taking help of proofreading services, it becomes difficult to go to that top-notch journals.
Okay, sir. So another question is, how can researchers' bias be reduced, assessed in phenomenological studies?
How can researchers?
Bias.
Okay, bias. Yeah. Biases, again, the one thing is that, you do not do experimental sort of things. You go to the natural environment. If you go to the natural environment, then one thing is you get the responses from the true respondents. Second thing, you have multiple raters. Whenever you are studying the transcripts, you are not having only one person coder. You are going through multiple people's perspective. So you have a multi-person team, and you have inter-rater reliability sort of mechanism, where you say, and you are resolving the disputes by discussions and other things. So that subjectivity and biases can be avoided. And second thing, biases on the part of analyzer. Biases on the part of respondents means increase your sample size, meet more people, take diverse perspectives, refer to multiple sources. Don't believe only on the what people are saying, but look at the videos, look at the other sources, whatever you get about them, look at the other, So these type of things are necessary to reduce the bias in phenomenological studies. Whichever is phenomena, I mean, it can be, um, like migrant labor phenomena. I say how it happens. So people may exaggerate. If Tranchal people you'll ask, they will say, no, we don't have any, means to our things in our village, so that's why we thought of migrating.
Okay.
So what those who are staying back, they will say, no, we have enough things, we do this, we are still surviving. So you need to see multiple perspective, and who said we don't have means, who said we have means. So so you need to look at different angles, you need to check different context, you need to see associated variables with it. Old people, young people, rich people, poor people in that environment. I'm not saying very rich, but means who are well to do or not so well to do. So there can be many ways. Yeah. Please. Yeah. Any other question, please?
No, sir. We can proceed further.
Yeah. Thank you. I found some appreciative comments also so far. I did not see any thumbs down. I have only seen thumbs up. So it's okay. Motivates me also. So it's okay, good, No, we feel happy, I'm not a perfect man, so I may be wrong at places, and it is my perspective, so discount it. That's why take it from the qualitative research perspective. So don't believe 100% on me. Try to use your past experience, try to refer to the books, try to visit actual Atlas TI, and see whether it is good for you or not.
Okay, sir.
Sir, one question is,
some people are requesting for the PowerPoint, and please provide them the material when they ask you, or make a common folder for them.
We will certainly circulate.
Yeah,
we will do that. And so there was a one.
So
there is one called NVivo for the same subject.
NVivo, yeah.
Yes, sir. So how you find that?
Yeah, I cannot listen to you, loud. Your voice is very feeble.
Okay. So is it audible now?
Yeah, but voice is very less. I have put my speaker full.
Is it audible now?
Yeah, I can listen, but with difficulty.
So there was one question that is from the participant, that NVivo is also one for the subjective analysis, and you are talking about the Atlas T.
Yeah, sure. NVivo and Atlas TI, there is no much difference.
Okay, sir.
In fact, NVivo was the pioneer.
Right.
And if one can work with NVivo, he can work with Atlas TI. One can work with Atlas TI, she can work with NVivo. So it's vice versa.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Moreover, the interface are also similar.
Right, sir.
So both are similar. I think in Atlas TI there is a code called NVivo code. I will tell you. Maybe they have taken because NVivo was the leader,
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So maybe it came like that. So anyway,
So now please.
Okay, thank you all the audience and my fellow colleagues in IMS. So it is good. I'm getting your support, and let us have a look at the other part, which will be more interesting. I believe this was a canned type of presentation. The other one will be free, open sort of thing, and there you will find it different. So first part must have been boring for some of you, but I'll try to make the second part more interesting.
So it's very encouraging.
Thank you.
And all the way from Oman, it makes all interesting.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, maybe sometimes context also matters. When I am in India, maybe you will not value me when I am, addressing from Oman. People give more value. But I believe, I believe that there are many academics in India which are very superior, of fine quality, and I don't stand, taller as they are. I must say, a very big, my appreciation goes to them. Maybe they did not prefer to leave their country, but it doesn't mean that if someone has left the country, they are knowledgeable in that way and more knowledgeable than our brothers and sisters in India. They are far superior than most of us. So
In fact,
it is,
you are taking
it is
from
just a,
India to Oman.
yeah, it's a matter of preference, one's preference. So anyway, so now we go to Atlas TI. Let me switch it on. There it is. I don't know. Lost. Okay, so it looks like this. It's loading. Please let me know if you can see it later. Can you see the opening interface? Hello?
Yes, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are very well audible.
Yeah. We are seeing your presentation, sir. Atlas.tei.
Okay. Yeah, so this is, this is when you download the software and when you open it, first time you run it, it comes like that. It will come only one box will come here like create new project.
Okay.
Or like these two boxes will come, but these are my old files, so they will not be in your interface in the beginning. So whenever you want to create a new project, you need to go here. Okay, and you say that create new project. And you click here. Then you need to give it a project name. So I have some examples for you. Suppose today I'm talking about a research. You want to know what is important in interviews. What are the good things if you have to prepare for the interviews? What happens usually? What type of questions are asked? What is done in the interview? So you want to know about interviews. What are the do's? What are the don'ts? What are good interviews like? What is the panel for the interview usually? And these type of things. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So I put a file name as an interview, INTRVIW. Okay, so I create a file project as interview by the name of interview, and I click at create. I type the name, I click at create. Let's see what happens. Can you see here at the top?
Yes.
Interview project has been created. Now first I would like to show you about the ribbons and the menus of Atlas TI. I would like to make you familiarize with the interface. If some of you might have seen it, because when I sent you some initial information, I sent one initial video. Those who have seen that video, they must have got familiar with it. I assume that not everyone got the chance to look at the video, so I just give you a quick explanation of the interface, what these interfaces are and what you can do with them. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I will close this one and I will try to open some existing or earlier project. We can come back to interviews because it is saved now. Okay, so we can come back to it. I will save it. It is already saved, so it has already been created. So I close it and I again rerun it to some other. Suppose this one is the past project which I did. Okay. So because I need to tell you what happens and what is there. So now whenever you created a project here, you are looking at WLB, is it? It is work-life balance.
Okay.
So in this project, we did a study of all the Omani women. Means a sample Omani women working in entire Oman in the manufacturing sector, private sector of Oman. So we try to study their work-life balance. Okay, so it's an HR topic. I'm not from the area of HR, but I did this research because of Oman was facing this problem, and I I won a research grant on it. So it was a huge grant, good money for my university. So I won it and I did it. So here we add documents. First of all, whenever we open a project, we add document. The first part we did add documents. So here documents means, in my case, in my project, it was interviews. We interviewed 157 women all over Oman. So like this. So these documents are visible here. Can you see?
Yes, yes, sir.
157 documents. All
Yeah.
documents are appearing here. I can access any one of them.
Yes, yes.
They are very well organized and they are kept here. You can name the documents with some relevance. Like here it talks about document 1, numbering is automatic. It talks about the reason. I have named the file as like reason, then company 3, then employee 2. Okay, it's coming like that. And this transcript was in English, because we produce Arabic transcript first, and then this is E means English transcript.
Okay.
So you need to add documents. So like you see here, this is called a ribbon, main ribbon. Here you add document through this. Okay, and when you hover on this, you can see the description here. It says add new documents to your project. Atlas TI supports text, PDF, image, audio, and video files. Clear? Then here, new entities. Here you can create new codes, new memos, new networks for your project. I'll tell you later. This is about Navigator. When you click at it here, you can open the Project Explorer in Navigator, and this is Explorer. I can close it, and then when I say here, okay, in the Navigator, it comes here again as a, so that I can see what is there in my document. Here I can see that in my document, in my project, sorry, there are 157 documents. There are 48 codes. Okay, there is one network. There are 8 document groups, and other things are not there. So you can quickly have a look what is there. So documents are there. So you have Documents Manager. It manages all the documents. It is appearing here also.
Yes.
So it says open document list. By clicking here, you can open the document list. Either you can click here or you can click here. It is the same thing. You have codes. You can open code list here. Let one time this so that you see what opens. You can see all the document list. So there will be 157 documents.
Okay.
And if I want to go to any document, I can just click on it.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Right, right.
So can you open one?
And it will appear on the right side. Can you see?
Yes, yes, yes.
And these document transcripts have been coded, and these are the codes. These are the codes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so we will go through the coding. Don't worry. Then let me go back to the home screen. Then besides documents, there is a codes manager. So if I go to codes, if I click at the codes, it gives me the code manager. What are the codes? Like age, like decisions related to job. You can have small codes, you can have big codes. Job title, marital status, nature of work, organization. Can you see all position, qualification? These are codes for qualification and other things. Wherever qualifications are coming, we can code it there. Then comes memos. Like whenever you have a particular project, when you are opening a particular project, okay, so you can write memos. Here you can write what you are any short notes, or you can maintain your diary. I will show you later. Now, okay, sorry, I'm on the home tab now. Then comes here, similarly, networks, the same thing which is appearing here, it is coming here. Then in the second is coming search project. research project, anything you want to search, like because you are having multiple sort of documents, videos, you have quotes, you have quotations, you have multiple things. So if you want to search how this word has appeared, like one of the problem of work-life balance is workload. So if or you can say the the time of working hours.
Okay,
So if
sir.
I type here working hours, suppose, and I can check wherever it is appearing, so I can search it. So it will search working hours, how it is appearing and where it is appearing.
Okay.
So then I can, if I want to write something only specifically on working hour, I can get these many evidence. Can you see?
Yes, yes.
Oh, yes. Coming.
So where working hours is coming, I can code it, or I can take it as a quantitative analysis side that these many people talked about working hours issue
Okay, okay.
as a work-life balance issue. Or I can read their statements also if I am going for text. So I can read it, what this lady said. So I can go click here and I can see the whole lot thing, long working hours in the private sector. So all these things will come. Yeah. So all these codes are appearing. So let me close this. So just quickly, I wanted to show it to you. I was in home and I showed you search. So this is the search type of things. Then here you can say that case sensitive search you want or any other things. So it will search everywhere. If you want to only search in certain documents, you can remove the ticks from here. Can you see the ticks are there, checkbox?
Yes, yes.
Okay, if you want, if you want to have the document name, content, comment also, so you can click here. So this is like the search project menu. And the third menu here is analyze. Analyze menu is for query tool. You can query who said this or where these two things are related, where these two things are common. So that sort of semantic query you can build, or Boolean operators you can fix. So it will be Boolean or semantic based searches which you can conduct. Like what is the common between the age, this position and this age people? What they said regarding working hours. So that sort of thing you can find, because otherwise 150 some document, it is difficult to find every time. Where you will find, I don't know, you will get lost. Who said about working hours and the age group was like this? No, very difficult. So this type of query tools can help you to manage your queries, specific queries, like you do in Oracle and SQL queries. So similar sort of queries, those who are good in SQL, they can make good queries here and they can write queries and they can get responses in a good way to write context sensitive information. Documents from Twitter. So it says enter a search term and import the query results directly into Atlas TI. As I said, migrant labor. Just go to Twitter, search migrant labor, import it into Atlas TI. Then you get a ready-made data. Then you can start coding and analyzing it. Evernote, it is not limited to text. It includes all the formats like image, PDF, audio, and video. And reference manager is there. It can here you can import documents and metadata from your reference manager, like EndNote, Mendeley, Zotero, or any other reference manager. So if you are using EndNote, so you can bring all those papers you can buy documents. So sometimes we do secondary database literature review. You just do literature review. So all those people, even if they are experts of quantitative research, if they have papers and their database of past researchers, they can always use Atlas TI for literature review. So it's easy to find and make literature review where this variable was discussed, by whom, and what were the related findings. So it becomes very easy. to organize. Otherwise, you need to read all the time. Here you can do automatic coding. Like automatically you can find where this instance is coming. And then it becomes easier for you to follow the literature review in a quicker way. Okay, export also, you can export things to SPSS, to other so similarly statistical data packages and so on. There are tools for support. Here you can make users, like you have one version available in your office. So you want, because many people will do qualitative analysis, so you have kept one computer in a lab where Atlas TI is loaded. So here different users can use it. So you can assign different users and they can switch and work without spoiling other project files. So here are useful links through which you can find many supportive items on social media, LinkedIn, YouTube about Atlas. So this is all available in tools and support. Okay, so this is very important. So we will talk about now this part of it, and I will show you this live. How to create free quotation, how to do open coding, how to do coding in vivo, how to do list coding, auto commenting, word cloud, word list, all these things I am going to show you. Document side and tools part is not very important here. And these are for view, how your project is organized. You can always look at its overall structure. So this was an introduction to the interface. Okay, so what we did, like, let me tell you the process, because you have to understand before doing qualitative analysis what is the process. So when we got this research grant, we collected data, we visited all the regions of Oman, we trained research analyst students, because all these Omani working in the companies, not all of them in English. So we developed questionnaire or interview schedule, we call it, because it is open-ended. So then it was in Arabic. It was all voice recorded based upon their permission, because it's ethical. Because qualitative research are more ethical in nature. You need to get all sort of ethical works done. You need to hide their identities. You cannot know who said this. This is one individual. This document which is open here, it is about one individual, but you cannot identify who is it. You can only identify that this person was in Dakhiliya region of Oman and she belonged to company 5 and employee number 2 there. So maybe we interviewed 5 persons, so she was the second respondent. So you don't know anything about her more. So this is how we need to maintain the anonymity of our respondents, because any statements which you are reporting coming out of her should not be linked back to her. Otherwise, no one will share with you the true information, and it will create some sort of bias, respondent bias. We can be sure that there will not be any bias, but still you need to take your respondent into confidence so that they are free from bias when they are reporting against any question of yours. So this is how we asked questions. Then whatever they said, so we coded. Then from Arabic we wrote to English, and this was all written in, then translated into English, and then it comes as a transcript. So we call this document as a transcript. So we have 157 transcripts. Then every document says something different, and they were like this. And after coding we could then analyze. So I can, okay, sorry. Now we go back to some session where I will explain to you how we do it. So how many minutes are remaining?
It's up to you, doctor, but we have fixed up to 12:30. 12.
What is the time there now? 12.
It's a 12:25.
Yeah, okay, half an hour is enough. I don't want to drag it. I know that the long presentations make things monotonous and people lose interest at the end. So I would request the audience to give me just 30 more minutes at the most,
Yes, sir. Right. 30.
and I will not drag it further. Okay, but 30 minutes of concentration.
Okay.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
That should be a gentleman promise or gentlewoman promise, whatever you call it. I'm not gender biased. I always work in favor of females.
Okay, sir.
That's great.
Great.
Okay, so now suppose we don't have anything. Now we are starting with a blank research. We don't know. Our main question, we are interested to know what happens in interviews. We want to learn what are the do's and don'ts, what are suggestions, what happens, the process, and what can we learn from the interviews. So you may frame any questions, so people may have different things from interviews. Someone wants to take interviews, they will be more interested to what sort of question should be asked. Someone wants to appear for the interviews, they will be interested in to know what is the first question, what usually are questions, what should I prepare. Someone, what should be do's and what should be don'ts. Someone wants to know what should be the setup and how should I say it and how should I present myself, what should I dress in. So all these things, they can be things, it's unlimited. So you keep your questions with you, but I will just show you how to do it. These data files which I have, maybe I can share with the organizers using some Dropbox sort of technique, and you can practice. This is just for practicing, so that you don't go here and there and you go with the guided schedule, so that you find it easy to follow. So it's always good that if I leave you without direction, you may struggle. If I give you some direction, you will follow the direction, you'll find it easy. Next time you are free bird, you can fly higher than me. Okay. So first and foremost thing, to add documents. So add, you click here, add. You need to know where is your folder. Okay, so my documents are here. I don't know. Then I kept it one folder in the desktop. I go to here and I'm searching for Atlas TI workshop. Suppose here it is, and then here are documents. Okay, so I have 5 documents here. Can you see here in my screen? 5 documents. First is an interview transcript. Someone is asking, the interview is asking question, interviewee is saying, replying, and it is as it is recorded. Second one is interview article. Someone has written an article interview. Third one is one interview video, which is one of the UPSC interview experience. Okay, by Suman Saurabh, monthly magazine. Fourth document is interview setup, maybe a picture, image. Fifth document is also image, interview scene 2. So I want to add these documents. So I can select a folder. If I have selected a folder, I can say that this is the folder, documents, and I say open. Okay, so I have not selected folder, I selected one, so it will do one by one. I don't want to do it, suppose. So I can go back, I say add documents, I say add documents from folder, add folder content, second option. And then the folder, again I will have to go there, I lost the track. LSTI workshop documents, this is my folder, and I edit, select folder. It is adding the document now. And it is saying now 5 documents have been added. That notification came to me. And can you see here, documents count has increased to 5. Can I click it and I say D1, first document. There, can you see it? Can you see the documents? Please reply.
Yes, sir, we are able to see.
Hello?
We are able
Okay,
to
okay.
see.
So I need some feedback because sometimes I may go ahead and later I will learn that no one is there. Okay.
No,
So
yeah.
D1 document 1. It has been added, and if I click it here, double click, it will load. Can you see here?
Yes, yes.
It is interviewer. Interviewer is asking particularly in regard to design and development, what are your duties as a mechanical engineer, whatever. Interviewee, do you mean before I took this position or in this position? Interviewer, both, and then interviewee, then interviewer, then interviewee. So this is a transcript, exact transcript of what happened inside the interview. Second document is interview article. If I double click at it, succeeding in academic interviews.
Okay.
The panel, golden rules. Yes, please speak, keep on speaking sometime a bit.
Yes, yes. Surely,
Lectures,
surely.
lectures, positive body language, prepare for the why questions, your teaching experience, research, admin, strengths and weaknesses. So this is another document. So there can be multiple documents. Third document, good. Third document is an, okay.
Okay, picture.
No, video. It is a video.
Video.
Let me run
Okay.
a bit. So it is here. You can see the screens here. You can see this voice soundtrack here. So if I play it, it will play.
Okay.
Audio not coming.
Okay, I stop
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
You saw it moving, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is an interview. So this is also a primary document now. We can code it also. Because there are questions and we are listening, we can code it here. What is the answer? We can code it. Fourth is a picture. Interview setup.
Yes.
You can see how many people are there. The lady is appearing for an interview.
Correct.
What is the panel like? Okay.
Okay.
Fifth one is another picture. You can see one interviewee, poor fellow, is being grilled by how many?
5 to 7.
Yeah, 10:1.
Yeah.
Have you encountered any sort of situation? So this is what is happening here. So this is, we are trying to understand, if you have a question, research question in your mind, what is the panel look like of any civil services or something somewhere, or a particular type of things. So you can say in civil services it is like this. In this type of job, it has been found even 10 people were across the board.
Yes, yes.
So I'm just taking you through 5 documents. So when you are doing a real research, you will go through a range of documents.
Yes.
So now I will explain to you. You had a research question in mind, you planned for something, or your plan end up with qualitative research, you decided to do qualitative research, then you did some real data collection where you got interview transcripts, you got some videos on interviews, you got some pictures from interviews, you got some articles written on interviews. Maybe you have now 100 document or more. I don't know how many you have. But we are taking this sample of 5 documents.
Okay.
Now the start comes analysis. Before analysis, you need to do coding.
Correct.
I will tell you how to code. Coding means developing variable of interest rate. So first document I go to, double click, first document comes like this, suppose.
Okay.
So here, interviewer, interview. Okay. So one sort of thing is easy, is focus group. It is a sort of group.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where interviewer is there, interview is there. Like when you talk about focus group, you may have moderator, you may have participant 1, participant 2, participant 3, participant 4, participant 5, you name them like this. and you are asking questions every time, turn by turn they are speaking. So you have a list of this.
Yes,
So
sir.
for that, an easy coding can be focus group coding. One easy coding can be focus group coding. You here,
Yes, sir.
and here you can say pattern, you can define a pattern, and you can say custom pattern. Like suppose I say interviewer,
Yes, sir.
okay? Then I say next. Then I want to add one more, suppose, so I can, okay. So one by one maybe. So then I say code.
Yes, sir.
Okay, some error report. No. Okay, leave this feature is creating some problem in my, okay, leave it. Now I talk about coding, just a minute. So now how to code it? When you are in a particular documents, you can have different types of code. You click at the document window here. The quotation first of all. Now you have, okay, in your mind idea about interview. Suppose you want to do coding. So what sort of code you want to do? You can do open coding. Open coding means you click at coding and you express here your items of interest. What you want to know from interview.
Okay.
Can you give me some hint? What you want to know?
Attitude?
One hint.
Attitude?
Attitude. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, I created one code based on yours. Okay, so it comes in code here. You can see it here, attitude code has been created.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Okay.
Okay, suppose I create other codes like suppose question.
Nature of question.
Okay,
Yes,
what
sir.
are the questions?
Nature of question.
Okay, I create another code about if they ask about experience. Yeah?
Okay, sir.
I create other code, open coding. You can create multiple. You can write here multiple list. Okay.
Okay.
You can say the distance of the panel members, panel.
Okay.
Okay. You can say number of members.
In a panel.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yes, sir.
You can say distance between interviewer and interviewee. Okay. Distance of interaction.
Okay.
Whatever. Let me say distance for time being. So this is one way that you have created some codes here. Can you see now the codes have been here?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So these are your variables now. Like in
Okay.
SPSS, what you do?
Okay. Okay.
You
Variables.
measure them. So here, yeah, these are the variable of interest sort of thing. Wherever attitude related thing is coming, you will code it with attitude. You will link that code to attitude.
Okay.
Wherever this sort of thing is, you will link that quotation with distance. Okay.
Correct.
So this type of you can create. Open coding, suppose you say first question. What is the, because sometimes you are interested, what is the first question?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the first question? So this is question as well as first question. So there will be two codes assigned to it. Suppose this is the first question, particularly in regard to design and development, what are your duties as a mechanical engineer?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
I said, okay. Then I can assign it to the code. I can drag this question, first question, this is, I can drag this and put it above that portion. Just a minute. This is the thing, okay?
Okay.
So there are two ways, either you drag it over it or you right click it and then list coding. You have a list,
Yes.
you know that there is a list of first question here. You select it. It is not only first question, but it is also a question. You select it and you give okay. Can you see here?
Yes.
It has
Yes.
appeared this side.
Okay. Yes.
Right.
So
Right.
now suppose you are reading, you are here. Most of my research is education related. Okay. I have grant from the National Science Foundation to put some this. So here you say that the grants.
Right. Right.
What a person is replying. So you can say grants if you want to create code directly as it is matching, like grant. So you can say grant and right click and in vivo coding. If you click in vivo coding, you need not to type any code.
Okay.
Automatically the word will become a code.
Okay.
Can I see this? Can you see
Yes, grant has
grant?
come
Can
there.
you see here?
Grant.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yes. So it is very easy now. Now suppose what I have told you about the open coding. When you have questions in your mind, you create codes for them upfront. It happens mostly in deductive sort of research. As I told you, I shared with you 2 research papers. Please go through them. And one is about the vice chancellor's leadership style. That is deductive qualitative analysis.
Okay.
So when you talk about when you have certain questions upfront, you know that vice chancellors can have 5 types of styles. Okay, autarkic, participative, democratic, whatever. Okay, autocratic, democratic, or participative, or whatever style. So you have automatically having code in advance. All these styles. So whenever reference is coming of vice chancellor's actions or lectures or notes, automatically you can read and you can say, oh, this is autarkic style. This decision is, you know.
Okay. Right.
And when vice chancellors invited a meeting to decide for some cases, oh, this is a decision democratic style. You can code it like that, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So that open coding, code in vivo, where I am selecting something and directly it is becoming a code. Okay, like context. One has an industry. Okay, I want to make it in vivo code. I will write it, right click, and I will say in vivo coding, and it will come a code here. So there,
Contact.
clear?
Yes.
So I worked as NASA, so this is experience, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So here you can, sometimes you can drag the codes also from here to there, and it becomes like this. Once you have populated the codes, you can drag codes over the quotations. This is a quotation now. I worked at NASA Langley for a year after I graduated with masters. This is a quotation now. Challenges. So challenges, if you want to create a code for challenges, you can, what will a good idea to make a code? Which code should I use easily?
Okay.
Which coding method should I use?
Can we switch over to other?
And vivo code.
Hmm.
Because it will take this word quickly, right click and vivo coding, or select, highlight it here, challenges, and click above and vivo coding, code and vivo. Can you see here?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I click here, it has come, code and vivo. So this means in doing qualitative analysis, you have to go through transcript one by one, line by line, word by word. And then you have to see which is interesting information as per which is meeting your research questions, whether code exists, it's okay, assign it to the code. Whether code doesn't exist, create a code. Skills,
Yes.
new thing is coming in the interviews. They ask about the skills. Okay, so NVivo code, right click NVivo coding. Clear?
Yes,
Now
sir.
there is one auto coding also. If you want to auto code, if you don't want to invest much time, you want to say all the skills, all the things or experience or plans or other things will come here. So you can say it like that. So what words you want to put here? Suppose I want to put here, suppose WORK. So work and select code. I say new code. I'll experience or work, whatever. Later we can have one more experience and work challenges, work balances, work life, like that. Create. So if I say work, create, and I start, automatically wherever work will come, it will create. See here, it finds teamwork and it created it as code, work. So if there are 100 places work is appearing, it will automatically code it, right?
Right.
Can you see here?
Yes, yes, sir.
Can you see here work?
Yes, sir.
Work?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
work related references it will bring. Now if you want to create a report on work, it will bring the report on work. Now work, now initially you have found work is here. What is interested? Are you interested in this? But I think the real key issue is getting people in the area they love to work. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So then this is, you can recode it. You can create an open code for it. Then you can say the likes. Yeah. You can say work, but like. Under work, you're saying likes. What like? Likeability or like. Okay, likes. Then under you are going for work. It is giving you a screen, teamwork here. There are 12 things: technical skills, communication, teamwork, productivity, whatever. So you are saying teamwork in what context? Yeah, skills. So teamwork is a skill here in the context of skills. So you can say that this one, teamwork, you can create it as a code and you can drop skill over it. What is a skill? Skill. One should be skilled with teamwork. And I put a code here, skills coming here. So this way you keep on coding. Okay. So at the end, what is the benefit here? Benefit is that you go to, you can create a report. You can go to document and you can go to codes, go to home, go to your codes, go to your code manager. You have created so many codes. More codes are here work because we run automatic coding here. So whenever there are more codes, you can create a report according to like what is the first question, suppose it comes. Then it will say it. So now when you click at the report, if I click at a report for first question, it will only give me report for first question. Report, and I say create report. And it will create the first question report. Can you see here? Particularly
Yes,
in regard to design and development, what are your duties? Now suppose I have gone through 100 such documents and I found that in these documents 20 related with first question and 20 first questions emerged, and they all will appear here. So what are the first questions you can analyze quickly? That these are types of questions are asked. So this is about only first questions related report will come here. Do you follow? If you are not understanding here much because we don't have coded much, I will go back to my old files and I can show you there. It's not a problem. But you can understand. Like suppose we do it for work. So where work is appearing, you want a report, it will create a report which will be a bit long. It is saying like here. You can go to this section in this first document. You can go to these words 563 to 566. It talk about work. So it's saying like this. But since we did not quote it, further quotation was needed to have a bigger narration. So this was just to identify where work is coming. You remember? Now we can reassign quotes with quotation. If you want, I can give you a quick idea. So this work. Okay, we'll come to other things. Next thing, very interesting thing here is word cloud. Word
Cloud.
Okay, word cloud, very interesting thing. I will show you differently here. You can create word cloud, but I will show you what is the importance of word cloud and how it can be used in qualitative analysis. So I will have to go to one source document here. Okay, 1 second. Insights. Word cloud. I will go to one website and I will explain to you better. So here you will understand what is the importance of word cloud. Word clouds gives you the frequencies of words that are appearing in the document or any document, any text and speeches. Can you see my web page?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So what is written? Can you read this title?
Word clouds compared to Obama.
43 and 41. Clintons, Reagan.
Yeah, Trump's inaugural speech compared to Obama, Bush, Clinton, Reagan, Carter. And you know that these all have been where the president of
USA.
United States of America. Trump is the existing one. And then what Trump spoke in his inaugural speech and how it was different than Obama, Bush, or Clinton, Reagan, Carter. So to analyze it, what sort of personality or leadership Trump will bring. So in America, people have used word clouds for qualitative analysis.
Great.
Can you see here?
Great, sir. Great. Yes.
Wow. America.
So what Trump spoke about, this is the frequency. Trump spoke about America, American, America, American, America, American many times.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So what it says, Donald Trump inaugural address will go down in his infamous hyper-nationalist, chest-thumping America First speech, I bet. This is the person who is saying.
Mm.
Okay, let us go to Obama. What Obama did? America, nation, because is very big. Many times he say because means he wanted to explain people why he's saying so.
Yes.
Trump says without knowing things, without he just say and forgets, he
Without
doesn't link.
explaining. Yeah.
Without explaining or giving any evidence.
Yes.
But Obama was different. So what Obama says, can you read here?
Yes. Nations
Nations jumps out, as does the word because, perhaps reflecting Obama's tendency to want to explain things, as opposed to Trump, who simply asserts things, often completely false.
Yes.
So people can predict what type of president Trump is going to be and what type of president Obama is going to be.
Yes.
Right.
So there are other things also. I'm not going to every president, but look at the first one, Jimmy Carter. What he said, nation, together, new, own, human, government, world, spirit, strength, people, dream. Okay.
Yes.
So Jimmy Carter's inaugural address, unifying words like together and all, and human, positive, uplifting words like dream, spirit, strength, and freedom. And frequent use of the word new, because that time it was challenging, they were building America.
Yes. Got it.
So you got the power of qualitative analysis a bit only by using word cloud, is it?
Yes.
So how to create word cloud? Let me quickly show you. You open any document, suppose I want the interview article or interview one. and I want to see the word cloud for this. Okay.
Yes.
So here definitely interviewer and interviewee will come. So what is happening most of the time, but other things will, and you can control the things which are not happening more times. You can see here. So the most of the words are and, to, and the. We can remove it if you want. You can exclude them. Exclude English. Okay, and then you can control from here what you want. You want to ignore minor frequencies, you can move this cursor ahead. So you can analyze it using like this, because this was
Right.
not very relevant. If you run the word cloud on the second document, what will happen? Let us see then. This is a second succeeding in academic interviews word cloud, and let us reduce the intensity. Yeah, so here you know many words, and using it you can code your data. So you can gain the first impression using the word cloud also. What is there in a particular text?
Yes. Yes.
Similarly, not only word cloud, you can go for the word count also. If you are very sophisticated, you want to see the number of counts, you go and word list. You click at the word list, you get the how many times a particular word came. Can you see the count? R 20 times, at times, and you can discount these which are not relevant, you can remove. Brainstorm, and so on. Compressors. Why it is coming, I don't know, you have to see. So you can see why these words are coming. And you can analyze the word which are of interest to you. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Now the network, you know, how we make network here, cementing network. Okay, I did not tell about memo. So suppose you want to write a memo here. Memo means my diary, my research diary, my research diary. So I created a memo now here. Now I am writing every day. You know, I started work suppose from today onwards, and I'm interested in this text. So here, can you see what is here? Here you can type my research diary. This is a log of my observation on this topic, which I will update every day. First day. Can you see here insert timestamp?
Yes. Yes.
Just click it, you will get the date and time.
Okay.
Then you write, yeah, we observed that migrant labor problem is a serious issue, as it was a most dominating issue in all the media news. And you have some pictures of the papers, you can insert picture here. And you can keep it here for future. You understand?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Are you following? Yeah. So you can
Yes.
put a
Yes.
picture. Let me put one picture here. Suppose just I want to put a picture. How to put a picture? The same way, insert picture, and wherever your pictures are, you know. So this is a picture for post news. Okay, whatever. Okay. This is how do migrant system works. Okay, just ignore whatever is here. You got it? Then next day, you finished your work today. And whatever was your observations, you noted. I found that, I observed that, I found that, whatever. Sorry. on that, I observed that, I finally believe that. How it is going to, it's your diary, whatever you're writing about the topic. So you save it and you come out of it. Every day you're writing, whenever you're interpreting, you're visiting your diary also, and then you're putting the summary from your diary to your text whenever you're explaining things. Clear? Memo. Another thing is network here. How to explain things using network. So you say interview, process. So this is a network which we will create. Okay. So here you need to have a code. You need to make a code here, and you need to insert your codes from there. So let's say, just a minute, let me make it a bit. Where has it gone? Yeah, network is here. Now I say that in interview, I say first question. Okay, interviewer, members are there, suppose. I drag it from here to here. Okay, members. Okay, let me put members, whatever interest is there, First question, panel, skills, work, work likes, distance, attitude. Okay, let me be with this only for the time being. So now members are in a panel, so I can connect it panel, and here I can say panel like this. Connection is associated with members or is a part of members. No, so I can say members are part of panel, so I can say this arrow to here, and I can say part of. So I connected this link. First question, where it will come
From panel.
from panel. So I can say that first question, what contradicts, is a property of, is associated with, is cause of, is part of, is associated with. Yeah,
Is associated with.
or
Is a,
what will come?
first question is associated with the panel.
Is a cause of panel. Maybe panel, it differs from panel to panel, then it is a cause of panel. So you can explain it like this, suppose. Work. Yeah, work. So it is about interviewee, and we did not put interviewer and interview there, but anyway we missed some things. But let us say that one entity we create here. So I say that, add one more here. Let us add one more interviewer code, because we don't have any code, so we can add one more code here, and I'll have to go to the code manager, create code. Code. Where is the document? Okay, just a minute. One second, I will come back here. Let me go to the code manager, and free codes. I say interview, interviewer, to explain to you things. Sorry for this mess. And I add here now interviewer. Oh, sorry, and one more add. Interviewee. Okay. Now I add two things more here: interviewer, interviewee, and interviewer. Now you can see here. So skills related with what? Is a part of interview, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Is a property of.
Hmm.
Is a property of interview. Work.
It's an interview.
This is about work experience we are mentioning. So it's a
Yes.
property of interview. Work likes, property of, and then attitude also,
Yes.
property of interview. Distance
Panel.
is with panel. Panel will decide, yeah?
Hmm.
What, where to is associated with, is a cause of, yeah, because it will be caused by panel. Panel wants to bring people close or far. So like these type of things, when you do in semantic networks, an interviewer is a part of panel, yeah, member.
Member.
So interviewer is a member,
Yes.
is a member, yes,
Yes, yes.
isn't it? Now this way you have a network and you can select it, you can see the layout and you can adjust the layout. Orthogonal tree, it can present it like this, whatever you can select which one. Okay, circular,
Great,
yeah,
great.
and organic, this is better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So similarly here also, there are many things to experiment, and layout, and then routing, which type of routing you want. It will change the routing also. Orthogonal routing is looking like this.
Wow.
Yeah, so this way you can present your pictures, and what is your conceptual framework emerging.
Correct, correct.
So these way you can experience many things in Atlas TI. So what was my agenda? I did not go through that. So, but I will share with you. What is that? Basic coverage. I managed all this. So sorry again, I exceeded the time given to you. So I wanted you to learn about opening a project and add comment. I could not tell you about adding comment, but you can always add comment about why you do it, because others can know what this project is all about.
Okay, okay.
So when you go to home, there is an edit comment. Here you can add this, the purpose of this project, whatever.
Okay, okay.
Is blah blah blah. Means is to know about whatever So then whenever you are opening this project, it will come at the bottom.
Okay, sir.
It's coming here now. It's closed, but it will come there.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and anyone can at a future time can know about it. What was the purpose of the project? So it is always there. So anyway, so let's go back to agenda. What I think, adding documents, I told you how to add documents. You can add documents one by one, and you can add them in a chunk. Now, if I want to add 6 documents because 5 documents are there, I can add it in the same way, add documents. Creating quotations, any things, here I told you, but not explicitly perhaps. So if this is urgent and I want to look at it, so this is whatever one word I'm saying, this is in sentence, it is why. So I call it that create free quotation. Here, can you see the link? Create free quotation. So this is a quotation now. Anytime this quotation can be used, and we can assign it a code. It is about a typical day varies radically for mechanical engineers depending on the job you have. So this is about work. So we can put the work of typical and we can assign it a code. Now this quotation will appear in the work code. Okay, so other thing is that I talked about creating codes and adding comments to code, open coding, in vivo coding, list coding, automatic coding, all these things I showed to you. Coding audio, coding video. I did not tell you about coding video. Quickly, I will do this and I think we will be completing the work. Creating a report, I told you. creating outputs from quotation or quotes, this we did. Creating and displaying semantic linkages between codes, we did. And word clouds also we did. So just how to code a video, I think that was remaining. So our document, if we see here, it is a video of UPSC. And if I play it here, suppose I want to play this segment and this segment is interesting, I'm interested in this, I just drag here and I created this. And I can play it from here, what this is saying. Was your interview easy or difficult, she is asking. So here I can create a code now. I can say right click for this, and I can say open coding complexity of interview, and then create a code. It will come, this section of the video will appear. That yes, whether the interview of IAS was easy or difficult, what respondent said. So this is here. I think that we have already exceeded again 10 more minutes, so I don't want to drag it further. If you have any specific questions, please tell me. You know, I have a whole lot of material, the collection of their whole video. Can you see this video list? So it talks about doing everything. So how many things are there? So how to run a query tool? This video will explain how to use query tool. Graphic documents. This video will tell about splitting some advanced feature.
Yes,
this
sir.
video will tell about team collaboration. If 2 people, 3 people, 4 people team is working. So now please tell me if you have.
The question answer देखिए.
Sir, would you like to take questions? Is it open?
Yeah, if you know, I am free today because it is my vacation time, and I am ending the Eid vacation today.
Great, great.
So happy Eid, happy belated Eid to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And same to you, everyone over there.
Yeah, thank you.
So I think with this we should.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Vinesh is also there.
So I am stopping presenting now.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you.
Okay.
It was a great session for us. This is what we are looking for, and it was a great learning for all the participants. Nice.
Hello. Is it over, Dubeji, now?
I think we cannot listen to you. I cannot listen to your side.
But we can listen you. Professor Delwal. Richaji, can you hear me? Richaji, unmute yourself.
Hello, am I
Yes, you are audible.
I cannot listen anything.
okay? Okay then. Okay.
Hello.
Can you
Okay,
listen?
please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, please carry on.
I'll request our co-convener, Dr. Richa Agrawal, to put vote of thanks. So please, Dr. Richa Agrawal.
Yeah, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Velbal, for this amazing presentation, informative session, where you have taken a very, very important topic, qualitative analysis. I'm sure many researchers who are not very comfortable with stats or numbers, this will help them a lot. You talked about, how it is self-reflexive, how it is context-based, and how things are different with different situation. You gave the example of Sonu, the film actor. Another thing you talked about, like depth of understanding qualitative and how flexible it is, which is again missing in the quantitative analysis. You also demonstrated us software atlas.ti practical demonstration, which has definitely benefited all of us. So it is my privilege and honor to propose a vote of thanks. Sir, as the nature is always in yagya mode, which is giving, it is mentioned in our Shastra that academicians are also doing yagya always. They are disseminating knowledge, wisdom. So this was a small effort from IMS Ghaziabad to do this yag for the society in this pandemic times, where we have, requested the renowned faculties across the world, and they all heartedly accepted our invitation and shared their wisdom and knowledge. I'm sure every participant is a FDP, internationally FDP program. One quote I would like to share: when you inspire others to do more, to learn more, and then you are a leader. We have amongst us is Professor Alok Pandey, Director, IMS Ghaziabad. He has personally asked me to convey his regards and thanks to you, Professor Belwal.
Yeah.
Professor Pandey has been my teacher also, so I dedicate this session to him. So whatever good things or whatever good energies we created in this session, so all the fruits and rewards may God grant to him, because he was my teacher in the area of research methodology when I studied in 1996 to 1998 batch in Jaipuria Institute of Management, Lucknow.
Okay. I will pass this to him.
Yeah.
I would also like to thank our Dean Academics, Professor Tapan Kumar Nayak, for his kind support throughout the execution of this program. I would also like to thank our IT support team, Professor Sachin Malhotra, Professor Nipendra Trivedi, Professor Nitin Rustogi, and Mr. Sumit Kumar, IT manager, who were constantly working along with us to make this online international FDP a success, because there were different time zones and different technical issues. So I really thank them all. I would also like to thank my administrative staff who were supporting us to execute this program from the office in this COVID-19 situation. So thank you, everyone. I would like to take this time to thank my co-conveners, Dr. Shailendra Dubey and Dr. Vijesh Jain, for their continuous effort and support. Thank you, sir. Last but not the least, my participants for their thundering response to this international FTP and positive feedback, and their participation throughout these 5-day international FTP program.
Right.
With
From my
these
side also, I
qualifying
would
words,
like to thank everyone. I would like to thank you back, the staff at the background, are really an administrative staff. They are the backbone of our institution.
yes.
So though they don't come in the
Yes.
limelight, we always steal the show. So we must
Yeah.
also thank them. And
Yes,
again,
yes.
I thank also all of you. And I can see, Professor Tapan, Professor Surabhi, Professor Dubey, Professor Jain. So you are at the forefront. So always,
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I'm grateful to you because you coordinated it very well. But
So
the
nice
entire
of you.
thanks from my side also goes to all the people who are here who support this.
So
Thank
nice
you.
of you, Professor
Thank you, sir.
Rakesh. And thanks to you, Dr. Richa, also,
Thank you.
for
Thank
your
you.
continuous hard work, continuous effort to
Thank
make
you,
this FDP successful. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for
Thank
your
you.
encouraging words. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Richa.
Thank you, Professor Belwal. We would like to have you.
Thank you. Sure. In future. So bye-bye. We call
Bye.
it Ma Salam. In Arabic, we
Okay.
call it Ma Salam.
Okay, Ma salam, namaste, namaskar to everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye. Bye. Bye.